Good day to the Philadelphia Eagles faithful. Welcome back to the channel. If you live and breathe the midnight green, you know this is the most tense and exciting time of the year. We are in 2026 now. The NFL landscape has shifted massively, and the Eagles are at a crossroads that could define the next decade for the franchise. Before we get stuck into this potentially massive arrival of Minkah Fitzpatrick, you know the drill. Smash that like button, leave a comment saying Howie, bring us Minkah, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss a beat of this chess game we call the off-season. Let's get into the nitty-gritty. We are living through one of the most volatile moments in the recent history of the Philadelphia Eagles. The outlook for the 2026 season is one of deep rebuilding, or retooling as the brass likes to say. With the massive departure of Jeff Stoutland, the master who shaped our O-line for years, and the rumors swirling that Landon Dickerson might hang up the boots early due to the physical toll, the very DNA of this team is being tested. On top of that, the uncertainty surrounding A.J. Brown's future and the potential exit of key secondary pieces like Reed Blankenship in free agency creates a leadership and talent vacuum that Howie Roseman needs to fill, and fast. In this retooling whirlwind, a name has cropped up that'd make any defensive coordinator jump for joy: Minkah Fitzpatrick. The safety, who headed back to the Dolphins in 2025 in a swap for Jalen Ramsey, is on the block once again. Miami has gone into a full-blown fire sale, offloading stars like Tyreek Hill and Bradley Chubb to clear the cap under John Eric Sullivan's new regime. For the Eagles, this isn't just a market opportunity, it's a tactical necessity. +1. Why is Minkah Fitzpatrick the cheat code for Vic Fangio? Well, Fangio's decided to stick around for 2026, putting retirement on the back burner to have one more crack at the title. Fangio's scheme is legendary for demanding safeties who are dead-set brilliant, versatile, and able to mask their intentions until the very last millisecond before the snap. Last year, the Eagles' defense flirted with being dominant, but the inconsistency at the back, especially after the injuries copped a few blokes, was our Achilles heel. Minkah Fitzpatrick isn't your average safety. He's what we call a total defensive back. In 2025, PFF ranked him the 5th best safety in the league out of 91 qualified players. His versatility lets him play in the box to stifle the run, act as a single high safety covering the deep ball, or, most interestingly for us, play in the slot. Imagine the scene: Minkah patrolling the slot, giving our young gun Cooper DeJean total freedom to roam and hunt the footy like a proper ball hawk. It's the perfect marriage of experience and youth. +1. The situation in Miami is a unique window of opportunity. The Dolphins are imploding. After a shocker of a 2025 season and the call to move on from Tua Tagovailoa, the Florida franchise is desperate for draft capital to rebuild from scratch. Minkah Fitzpatrick is 29, entering the final year of his deal, and carries a cap hit of $18.8 million. For a rebuilding side, he's a pricey luxury. For a team like the Eagles chasing a Super Bowl right now, he's an investment worth every cent. Jordan Schultz reported that Miami has already started talks. The price? Likely a day 2 pick, 2nd or 3rd round, or a mix of mid-rounders and a depth player. Howie Roseman is a wizard at structuring contracts to ease the immediate cap pressure. He could extend Minkah for another 3 years, securing one of the best safeties of his generation while slashing that 2026 cap hit to something like $9 million. It's exactly the kind of move with Roseman's signature all over it. +1. Looking at the tactics, Minkah is coming off a solid 2025, 82 tackles, 6 passes defended, and always sniffing around the ball. But the basic stats don't tell the whole story. What Minkah brings is the ability to shut down the opposition's best tight end or close a passing window that looked wide open. In Fangio's system, which leans heavily on cover 4 and cover 6, having a bloke with Fitzpatrick's footy IQ is like having a coach out on the paddock. With veteran departures and Stoutland moving on, the Eagles' locker room is going to need some fresh voices of authority. Minkah is a top-tier professional, a real grinder who fits perfectly with the Philly work ethic. He's not just an upgrade over Reed Blankenship. He's a mental boost for the entire defensive unit. Of course, there are risks. Minkah will be 30 during the 2026 season, and his injury history in Miami and Pittsburgh is something to keep an eye on. However, his durability in 2025, playing 14 high-level games, shows he's still got plenty of petrol in the tank. In a division where we have to face dynamic QBs and potent air attacks, we can't afford a secondary that's just all right. If Howie Roseman pulls this off, the Eagles are sending a bloody clear message to the rest of the league. We aren't rebuilding, we are reloading. Jalen Hurts' window is wide open, and with the defense bolstered by an all-pro like Fitzpatrick, the road to Super Bowl 61 starts to look a lot smoother. Bottom line, the ball's in Howie's court. The chance to snag a player of Minkah Fitzpatrick's caliber without burning a first-round pick is rare as hen's teeth. With the coaching changes and Sean Mannion coming in as OC, the stability needs to come from the defense. Minkah Fitzpatrick isn't just an option. With our secondary in its current state and Fangio system needing a pillar, here's the answer. Keep your eyes peeled, because the next few hours could be massive. If Roseman's phone rings and the caller ID says 305, you know the score. Philly wants stars, and we are ready to shine.